The Majanis is at the exact center of the canoe and watches over the entire canoe. Majanis is translated the eyes of God. There is a piece of equal or twisted coconut line lashed to the center of the canoe, which acts as the pattern when laying out the joj log, or the foundational portion of the canoe. The builder draws 8 even spaces directly on the log in order to cut out the shape of the joj. The lines that make these even spaces are called station line in English or rogos in Marshallese. The rogos line in the middle of the log is called Mejanich. The Mejanich rogos line can be seen on the canoe throughout the construction, and when it is finished and launched, the Mejanich remains watching over the canoe. The joj is the bottom section of the canoe, which is usually built first. Joj means kindness. It carries the heavy loads, and all the other parts of the canoe are built on top of it. The first and the most important part of building the canoe is drawing the rogos lines on the log to make the shape of the joj. This process is called kiberiber, and it shapes the piece so that the canoe will move smoothly in the water. The same word, kiberiber, is used to describe the way a mother takes the time to raise and nurture children, so they will grow up to be good, successful, and have a good life.
There are 2 booms or rajak that the sail is tied to. The upper boom is called the rajak man, and the lower boom is called the rajak kare. Man literally means man, and kare means woman. These parts represent how important it is for husband and wife to work together to succeed in life. Just as the 2 booms hold the sail to catch the wind that propels the canoe forward in the water. The wa, the ho, and the kupak, the outrigger float, also represent the husband and wife. In order for the canoe to be balanced, both parts are important. One supports the other to maintain the balance. Kuba comes from the word koba. In Marshallese custom, when a man and a woman join together as husband and wife, the term for this union is koba. Just as a wife helps balance her husband in their marriage, so the one needs the kuba to maintain the balance for the canoe. There are 3 different paddles for the canoe. The largest, the jibranai, relates to the mother. It is the main paddle that steers the canoe during a voyage, keeping the canoe on course, just as a mother guides her child through life. The jibranai is one of the 3 parts of the canoe that are known as the jinenwa, or the mother of the canoe. The next size of paddle is the jabangrik, which literally means the little helper, and it assists the jibranai. The smallest paddle is the kiber, which means the mother who steers the children. It is always there to help push the canoe through shallower waters to get home.
The second part of the jinenwa is the limb or the bailer. Without the limb to bail out the water, the canoe will sink. In the ages past, the man who bailed water out of the canoe was extremely important to the life of the other sailors during a voyage. The job was so difficult, the man would often die from the strain of constantly bailing out the canoe. But if he outlived his service, the king would reward his hard work with a gift of an island or a large piece of land called Korailim.
The third jinenwa is the yip. The yip is the line that is tied to the bottom of the rajakarai, or the lower sail boom, which adjusts the sail to the correct angle to gather wind and move the canoe. Without the help and guidance of the jibranai, the limb, and the yip, which together make up the jinenwa, or the mother of the canoe, the voyage cannot be successful. Similarly, when each member of the family works together for the common good of all, their lives will be healthy and productive.
Set in place by the yip is the ujala, or the sail, which when set to the wind, propels the canoe in the direction the sailors wishes to travel. Marshallese legend tell how Jabro's mother introduced the first sail, woven from pandanus leaves, to help him triumph over his 9 brothers in a canoe race to determine who would become ruler of Island Lablabato. The ubanwan is the chest of the sea turtle. On the canoe, it's the plank that stands up above the deck area on the rhythm or the rounded side of the hull. It supports the side of the platform that holds the masthead as well as the area for passengers and cargo. Looking at the canoe when it's upside down, it's easy to see the main hull resembles a turtle, with the chest of the turtle being the wooden plank and the hull of the canoe being the body of the turtle. The cutter is the wooden plank that stands above the deck area on the keja or flat side of the hull. The cutter, which literally means clouds, supports the outrigger lee platform, which is the highest place to sit on the canoe. It can only be theorized that when ancient sailors rode on the lee platform supported on the cutter, they felt like they were sitting on the clouds. The jojo, or flying fish, is a cross piece of wood that sits on top of the kie, or two main outrigger booms, and acts as a shock absorber. It's easy to see how the jojo got its name. As the canoe sails through the swells, the jojo glides across them just like the flying fish. The two long lines tying the jojo to the kubak are called kabach or reef errant. When the canoe is sailing and the jojo glides over the water, the kabach stays flexible and absorbs the movement from the kubak. Picture the kabach on the reef and see its long legs skillfully balancing itself on the rock, much like the kabach keeps the jojo and kubak carefully balanced while sailing. Right under the jojo and cut into the top of the kubak, where the kabach is lashed, is the eye or the ocean current. As the canoe speeds through the water, the eye is always at the level of the current of the ocean. The kubak plunges in and out of the water, but the eye remains constant.